Hi everyone, so I wanted to make a quick video showing some gate designs and compound securing tips and tricks to permanently keep people out of your compound. So a lot of you probably clicked for this, which is the unladderable 4-rocket gate, which is, as far as I know, technically the first 4-rocket gate. As a lot of you may know, most gates can be broken for 2 rockets just because of these metal barricades, as they are only 2 rockets and like 5 explosive ammo, if I remember correctly. So this is one that cannot be laddered or any barricades for weaknesses on that front. So I use HPHF sensors inside that go on the floors, and they poke out. They have like this sort of range to them that's about the HPHF sensor's radius, essentially. So if you think of it as a circle, it's about the radius outwards as well as the HPHF. So it has a range that stops you from being able to place floor tiles of any kind. And so I have one there and one on each of these things. And they stop tiles from being placed that allow ladders to be placed on them. And these roof pieces, the triangle roof pieces, they also don't allow ladders to be placed on them. Full credit to Dirac for that. I did know about that for a while, but I didn't really have anything to do with it, so he actually made something out of it, so complete credit to him. Guys is the GOAT. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Anyways, compound stuff. So I will go over this probably last. There's some timestamps in the description for anyone who wants me to shut up and do gates, but I have some other tips that also aren't known that can completely stop people from getting into your compound. So this is something I see a lot, where you have a TC on a hill, and it's just a triangle, and people can put 2 squares here. Those without ladder BPs, they just came from the beach, whatever the hell, and they can, do that, and they can get up here, and then they can put 2 more squares, and then they're in their compound. And if your TC is any higher, or if it's even just a bit closer, they can easily get into your compound without even touching the spikes. And it's just not ideal to allow anyone who has a rock and wants to go hit 200 wood to get into your compound for free. So there's an extremely easy fix to that, and that is to just take an HPHF and put it right here. And that will block floor tiles from being placed on either of these 2 sides. Now, if the compound was this way, that is completely necessary for both of these sides to be placed, because if just one is blocked, then this side can still be built towards. Now, this side can still be built on, but that doesn't really matter. Anyways, point is, 2 sides cannot be built on whatsoever, so people can't floor into your compound, and it's an extremely simple thing. For those who don't know, HPHFs are only 75 frags, so it's really cheap to just completely stop anyone without a ladder from getting in like this. Now that same practice can be carried over to these types of gates, which, as a lot of you also may know, if you take a ladder and you put like this, you can just get up here and jump over. And if you do it right, you can even do it without even hitting the spikes some of the time. And if someone, let me show that. So what I use for that is you can just move your barricades forward by putting, when you do your floors, you go like this, and you put your barricades forwards, and then when you destroy the floors, the barricades will still stay standing as long as half of them is on the other side that way. So like half the barricade is to the left. Anyways, and that will stop people from being able to place ladders here. And if you do it to a little to the sides, you can stop them from placing it on the sides as well. Now you can still place a ladder in the center, but you can't get through it. Then there is the problem that even if you did move it forward, you could, in theory, just do something like this, where you can get on top of the ladder like so, and then just jump over. And that would be an issue, but we do the same HPHF trick, and it stops floor tiles from being placed, so that, again, ladders can't be placed. Now, another thing that I see a lot is you may have something like this, where it's multi-TC, and this is the external TC, and the gate is part of that. But you may have a hill where you can't place another lower one, so you have to raise it, right? Now, these can also have the same issue as these, where anyone can just put 2 floors, and I'm not going to embarrass myself this time. I'm actually going to do a little no-clip jump and trick you all. Anyways, and then they can put, you know, foundation floor pieces like this, and then they can again just jump over. However, another simple way to stop that is to just HBHF, HBHF, and that completely stops any floor tiles being placed. Now, to stop people from getting into your compound over the walls, you can again do something very simple. Just the huge wooden signs cannot be laddered on. Now this only works with wood walls, unfortunately, as if you try to do the same thing on stone walls, you can place it, but they're not as high as you want, and so you can still have a ladder there, and even if you do, sometimes you can actually get it higher like this, but even if you do, ladders can still be placed on there and on some of the sides. Scratch that. Okay, ladders can be placed anywhere. Sorry. So basically they only work here because ladders can't be placed here. Now, they can be broken with melee weapons, because this does 3 damage per hit, but it takes a full hatchet's worth of durability, and if you're hatcheting, it takes a full minute as well to hatchet it out. So if you were even close to your base or anything like that, odds are you would hear someone hatcheting for a full minute. And also, if you have the right height where your gates, your walls are just flat, you actually can't hit it with a hatchet. It doesn't go high enough. So you need a spear, and that takes about 2 minutes to break with a spear, and a lot of spears at that too. Often even more than 2 minutes. I think that's lowballing it. Anyways, so that can stop these walls. Also, I may as well quickly mention this. This is mostly just a meme. It's just a way to make an unladderable gate using only Dropboxes, as they stop the placement of floors, and you can't ladder between them. But again, it's mostly just a meme, as Dropboxes can be broken for like the health of less than a sheet door. I think they're only like 30 explosive ammo, so again, and they're like 200 frags. But I guess if you don't have the BP for either these or the HBHFs, it is a fully workable gate. Also, I should again mention, these take no BPs other than the HBHF, which you do of course need, but they're pretty cheap. There's only 4 HBHFs in this, and they're 75 frags, which means only math 300 frags per, and these are 200 frags each if I remember correctly, plus the blades, which can be kind of annoying to get early game. So for just frags, it's pretty good to know. Anyways, what do I have left? Oh, sorry. Then there is this way, which can permanently stop people from laddering into any wall, but I'm just showing stone here. And the HBHFs, I probably should mention, they are 1 rocket, so that is the reason why this is 4 rockets, is because 1, 2, and then 3 here, although all the extra explosive ammo that you need for a door, so rocket plus some explosive ammo, it works out to 4 rockets. Anyways, HBHFs are about the price of a sheet door, so if you have some metal frags to spare and people are constantly laddering into your compound, you can put HBHFs here, and they don't allow ladders in between them, so people have to ladder like this, and if they do, they can't get over. You can't get all the way over. You can't push yourself over the HBHF. And if you put them just a little lower than this, I have them higher so you can see the spacing, but if you put them like this height here, it's still the same thing, and it's even less close to getting in. Now this is about 6 per, technically 7, but each one of them shares one on the joint, so it's essentially 6 per, which is 450 metal frags per high wall. So I know that's not reasonable for a lot of people, but if you're someone who plays modded a lot, or you're just some big group who does a lot of smelting, this could be a viable solution for you if you keep getting grubbed and you want that to stop. And of course you can leave your furnaces alone, as long as you use all these tricks I've shown with HBHFs and gates and barricades and whatnot. People shouldn't, in theory, be able to get into your compound as long as you keep those weaknesses to a minimum. And then, yeah, so the spacing for this works by just put 1 on each joint, then 1 in the dead center, then 2 in between in rough spacing so that you're sort of quartering it. And those don't have to be accurate exact, but if you just pull out a ladder, you can pretty clearly see they're not going to be placed. Now, the actual gate, let's put that in the compound because we don't want our gate to get found. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, windows, frame, wall, 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 triangle, 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 triangle. I'm gonna stop saying the blocks I'm placing now. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. And then here, we're going to, no, sorry, that comes next, my bad. So we're going to take an HPHF, we're going to just place it right here. As long as it's sort of close-ish to the thing, it doesn't even have to be touching the wall, and you can still block placement. HPHFs have a range. I should probably show that as aside from just saying the diameter. They have about that much of a range, so that little distance between the ladder, that is what they will stop placement of. So they have a little bubble sort of around them. That's, I guess, what I should call it. So I'll place another one right there, and there, and also worth mentioning, they cannot be broken through walls. So if I rocket it twice, you can see they cannot be broken. Now that would normally be broken in 2 rockets. Technically 1 rocket, like a little explosive ammo. So just to show that, then I will put all my doors down. Okay, and then we're going to place roofs, so triangle roofs. So one like this, 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 and this. And so you're placing it like this, and it'll always be facing you. Wherever you're standing, it'll face you. And that will get a pattern like this. Then we're going to place square, square, triangle, and that will keep it at a distance, because if it's too close, then technically people would be able to ladder, and then they could jump and put another ladder here off this. But if you have something like this where the conditional is a straight line, they can't jump a full square out off of this. And I have tried this several times, but if you try to jump, you cannot reach that ladder. There is no way. And this ladder is also extremely hard to place. Like, even if you could jump to that, it's extremely difficult to place. Like, you have to like that, and you'll get something scuffed like pretty much all the time. And odds are people won't even know that exists, and it does a lot of damage to you. So even if it was a thing, which it's not really a risk. And that is how you do it. So that's completely unladderable. Technically, it's not completely yet. My throat is dying. Okay, you have to place a high wall like that, because otherwise they could place a square here. And if you don't do the high wall right, like if you do something like this, they can still place a square like this. So if you want to place the high wall like that, all you have to do is just add another HPHF here and another HPHF here. And then the high walls won't really matter, because again, you'll be blocking the floor placement with the HPHFs. But I'm just doing it like this to save on HPHFs. And if you do it like that and that, you got a plenty wide enough door, and no one can place any squares. So everything, no floor tiles can be placed. Oh, I forgot the HPHF here, sorry. Bam. So no floor tiles can be placed. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I see some of you next time. Bye-bye.